I know I'm a little bit late to this news, but Avatar The Last Airbender is a new show on Netflix coming out. It's a live action adaptation of the beloved cartoon from Nickelodeon that I grew up watching and am in love with entirely and will be for the rest of my life and more than likely yours if you were privileged enough to watch it during the time that it aired. I guess the Netflix showrunner has made a few decisions and changes to the plot and to the show in general. Originally, the show had its original creators on board, and now they don't. This has been something kind of funny because the showrunner came out and said that they want this to be more like Game of Thrones or to appeal to a Game of Thrones audience to try to pull in a different demographic. And that's just the weirdest shit to me. Like when I heard this news and I started looking into it, I was like, this doesn't make any sense. So like, okay, so they want to make this less kid friendly. But the thing is that most kid friendly things are also adult friendly. Like they're not like you don't have to show fucking guts and gore to make it less kitty. You can still, there's so much sustenance in Avatar The Last Airbender that makes Avatar more of a grown-up show where you realize that all these characters have these very relatable transitions and changes and growth. Like Sokka, for example, who has been a massive sexist since the beginning of the show. They actually came out, which is really ironic. They came out and they said that Sokka is too sexist of a character or something, so they're deciding to tone down his sexism. The whole point of his character arc and change is to realize that women can be warriors too, like the Kyoshi warriors, like that women deserve to be treated as good warriors, not just, go to the kitchen and make me a sandwich. So Sokka has to change. He starts off as a flawed character in order to create a better future for himself and the people around him. I see they want it to be more adult-ish for a Game of Thrones audience, but then they're afraid to be sexist. It's the most pathetic shit I've ever seen. This whole thing is just a big corporate jab at our childhood. And honestly, Netflix has been doing shit like this forever, but they did very well with the One Piece live action. I know I bring that up from time to time, but the One Piece live action with Ichiro Oda on the case really just was a bop. And I don't know why they didn't just listen to the original creators of Avatar. Because that would have been so much better than what they're doing now. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe they'll put it out and we'll be pleasantly surprised in some weird shape or form. Who knows? Maybe it's going to be fine. But I highly doubt it. Having the original creators leave the show because of all these different changes and for them to try to make it more of a Game of Thrones appeal, it's not going to go well. I don't think it is. Again, who knows? Might be pleasantly surprised. Well, I just really wanted to touch base on that. Thanks.
Complete.